Okay, now the Sports Ferret show started back in, about July time, really. So, I gave it a few weeks on my own and then decided to get some sporty people in because, I really believe that there's so much energy and enthusiasm in the world of sport out there in Folkestone and the surrounding areas, of course. And I want to thank Academy FM for giving me the chance to spread the word. So this hour, I'm going to be recapping just some of the guests, and I'm hoping to do the same next week. I'm sorry if I've left you out, but I had so much to cram in. Now, my first guests, back in August time, were Vic and Helen Carney from the Folkestone Optimist Ladies Hockey Club. So let's get the ball rolling with a recap of myself and Vic talking about her family down under and her 39 event Sporty Challenge. You've got very strong links with Australia, and do you want to tell us a little bit about the links with Australia and why you're sitting here today, and tell us about these sporty events that you've got planned?
Yeah, so my link with Australia is my mum moved out there.
Oh, yeah, we've got to say, morning, Mum.
Yeah, morning, Mum.
She's listening online. Yeah, good morning, Mum. Hope you're all right. Does she talk Australian now?
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
No.
Still talks Kentish, does she?
Well, no, Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire, right. Okay, sorry, interrupted.
That's
Go
okay.
on.
Yeah, so she moved out there nearly 20 years ago now, and my sister Sarah went out probably about 14 years ago, so she made a life for herself out there as well.
Right, so there was a family tragedy. Tell us about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, in Christmas of 2013, Sarah got diagnosed with cancer, quite an aggressive form of cancer called cholangiocarcinoma, quite rare, and it starts in the bile duct and the liver. So unfortunately, Sarah wasn't given a very long outlook, but she actually smashed that out of the park quite a bit.
Did she?
So yeah, she got given 9 months back in the January of that year, but she made 14, and I think she's in the top 5% of survival rates of that type of cancer. Yeah, but yeah, she unfortunately passed away in March.
Okay.
She was 39.
Right.
So I decided one mad afternoon, sat at my desk at work, that I wanted to do something in her memory, and also do something for a charity called AMMF, which is a charity in the UK that works towards the research to cholangiocarcinoma. So I decided, because Sarah was 39 when she died, the number 39, I could carry out 39 events in her memory.
39 events.
Yeah.
Right. So how many have you done so far?
I've done 10.
10,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you say events, for our listeners out there, what have you done?
Anything range... at the minute, I've done 5Ks, 10Ks, and I did a triathlon back in July as well.
Does that count as one event or 3?
Yeah, I should have done it 3, really.
That's right. Okay, so 39. So how long have you given yourself a time span of...
I have, yeah. I'd like to finish with the London Marathon in 2017.
Oh, right.
Hopefully, I can get a place.
Right.
Because that's one thing I've always wanted to do. My dream was always to run the London Marathon.
Right.
And Sarah always used to say, I was a little bit mad when we were growing up because I wanted to run the London Marathon. So
it's a great day. I've done it, and there's enough. If you like running in your sport, it's just got to be the ultimate thing to do for a runner.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that even with the charity and the fact you've got a Just Giving page, which we'll talk about shortly, and I'm sure that you'll get an entry with no problem. Now we asked you for a couple of songs to play, and we've managed to find 2 out of the 3. So tell us about this first one.
Yeah, Sarah, when we were growing up, the Madonna album, The Immaculate Collection, was out, and Sarah used to play it constantly, round and round and round and round. So this is one of the songs from there. And,
okay, which one have you chosen?
I've chosen Vogue because it just kind of sums Sarah up, really.
Did it?
And I know hopefully some of her friends are listening that also used to sit in her bedroom.
There's his friends in Australia?
No, back in Gloucestershire.
Oh, in Gloucestershire, yeah. Oh, we've got to say good morning to everybody in Gloucestershire. I hope you're listening online. We've been pumping it enough on Facebook, so we hope you're all tuned in online in Gloucestershire. Anyway, this is for Sarah's memory. And here we've got Madonna and Vogue. So that was Madonna there, played for Vic Carney, in memory of her sister Sarah. Now, I just want to say good morning to Helen Carney as well. Helen did join us that day, so good morning to you, Helen. Now, Vic has now completed 15 events and has raised, let's see, where is it now? She's raised £2,600 for the charity. She set herself a target of £5,000, so she's over halfway there, but a long way to go. A long way to go time-wise, I mean. There's plenty of time. Now, Vic has got an anonymous donor. I like this, you know. She's got an anonymous donor on her Just Giving page who consistently donates £2 after each event. Now, £2 might not sound much, but it is consistent. So, I mean, after 39 events, there's going to be nearly 80 quid. So, well done to you, anonymous donor. And perhaps we'll find out in 2017, when the London Marathon comes around, just who you are. And I want to say good morning, another good morning to Julie. That's Vic's mum, who we hope is listening in Australia. Now, next guests up were Harriet Wooding and her team of cyclists who cycled from Hythe in Kent to Hythe in Hampshire. And, of course, they cycled all the way back. Now, that was a total distance of 300 miles. Now, they were raising money for Cancer Research UK and the Chartwell Cancer Trust. And now, this is what happened when Wayne and I tried to catch up with Harriet just before the team set off on their second day of cycling.
Right, OK, to serious matter of the show. There is a reason you came in early. Tell everyone again.
Yes, there is. Now, if you listened last week, we had some fantastic guests in. We had a cycle team with their leader, Harriet Wooding, and they are cycling from Hythe to Hythe in Hampshire. Now, if you've ever Googled a restaurant or something and put Hythe in, the Red Lion or something like that, probably 10 red lines come up, and they're all in Hampshire, so don't forget to put Kent in. Anyway, this intrepid team have decided to cycle from Hythe in our Kent, county of Kent to Hythe in Hampshire. And today, hopefully, we're joined by Harriet. She's the leader of the pack. Morning, Harriet.
Technology now.
Morning, Harriet.
We're waiting for Harriet. Morning, Harriet. Are you there? Are you there?
Hello.
Hey! It's a bit scratchy on that line.
No worries. We've got her now. It's because
Okay.
It's all the way down near Hythe, you see. That's
Yeah, it's a long way away. We've never spoken to anyone so far away. Okay, Harriet, now then, now you set off yesterday, Hythe to Hythe, and I must sympathise with you because I looked out the window and I thought of the team, and so tell us just how it went.
Well, I mean, in the morning, everyone, it was nice. Everyone from H. Wooding came and supported us, and we had a cup of tea and a cake and what have you. And it was only sort of light showers, and it was all right. So when we sort of thought, right, okay, it stopped completely, now's a good time to get out there. The second we got out there, it was just absolutely torrential. It was awful weather. And I was so proud of them. Not even one of them was like, oh, maybe we should leave it a little bit. They just got on their waterproofs, and then off we went. So they did brilliantly. But they had about 45 miles of solid rain, and it just did not give up.
45 miles of rain.
It's hard to keep yourself pedalling when it's kind of coming down the sky that much. How's motivation been, Harriet? Are you guys all motivated and pumped for this still?
Yeah. I mean, we stopped sort of every 20-25 miles just to give them a drink and a bite to eat and refuel, if you like. And it was never, oh my God, it's raining. Everyone was still really excited to be doing what they were doing and just really happy to keep on going. So no, they've done brilliantly.
Okay, so for the rest of the day, I mean, did they dry out as the closer they got to, where is it, Bognor, your first stop?
Yeah, so it was quite entertaining. When it sort of let up the rain at the next stop, they actually wrung out their shoes and their socks, and there was a significant amount of water in their shoes.
I can just imagine a washing line at the hotel with like 5 sets of cyclist kit.
That's exactly what it's like. They're actually hanging out the window airing now.
Oh, right. Okay, now your job was to drive the lead pack vehicle. Were you in front of them, or did you kind of give them a course and say, right, off you go, I'm behind you? How did that work?
Well, yesterday, in terms of the actual route and where we were going, it was definitely the easiest day yesterday because everyone sort of knew the area. Luke comes from Brighton, so everyone sort of knew roughly where they were going.
Right.
So I just sort of drove ahead and then met them for drinks and supplies. Whereas today, they are going to have to rely on me trying not to get them lost.
So you got the sat-nav.
I sort of kept in head.
Got the sat-nav all charged up, have you?
Yeah. I mean, yesterday on the last stop, they actually beat me to the hotel. I was stuck in traffic, so that's some serious pedal power.
You didn't have to fix a puncture or anything like that then?
No punctures. No, they've done really well.
Okay.
And how's everyone injury-wise? All injury-free? Maybe a bit wet and soggy from yesterday, but how's
a bit wet and soggy. A couple of little pedal issues. We couldn't get their feet out quick enough, but no bloodshed. So no, we're doing fine on injury level.
Okay, well, let's have a word with one of the cyclists to see, how it was from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Yeah, I'll pass you over now.
Hello, Kevin. It's Paul.
Oh, good morning, Paul. And now then, how are you? Are you a bit saddle sore, or you're old?
Not bad at all, actually. I'm remarkably good.
Yeah.
Woke up this morning. Went for a run.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
As you do when you're in the middle of a big cycle.
As you do. Yeah, I was rather stiff, so I thought, well, have a little walk
That's not a bad idea.
Would help.
Yeah, and I mean, from a cycling point of view, like you say, yesterday seems to be a bit of, apart from the weather, something that you're used to now, familiar country. But you're heading off into strange country now. Are you expecting any hills, or do you know the course at all?
I don't know the course particularly well, but it's fairly flat, as we understand it,
right.
Across the He. So the weather is beautiful today.
Okay, yeah, sorry, we've looked at the weather forecast, kind of along the coast, and it looks like it looks like you're going to have a good day actually. And tomorrow, at the moment, it looks pretty good. So hopefully you'll stay dry. So what's the target today? How many miles have you got to do today?
Well, each day now is pretty level, so it's just over 100 miles that we've got to do today. It was at 108 yesterday, and today is a similar sort of distance. And as you said earlier, we don't really know the route too well today, so there might be could be 140.
What kind of pace are you guys running at the moment? I mean, if you're starting at 8 o'clock today, what time do you expect to? What time are you kind of anticipating that you'll be in Hive this afternoon?
Yesterday we were travelling around about 15 miles an hour.
Okay.
Which was slow because I think, as Harriet said, the weather up until Eastbourne was absolutely horrendous. So that slowed us down quite a bit. I had to stop at Rye and wring our socks out. It was that bad.
Oh, a lot of people do that when they go to Rye.
Yeah, we got some strange looks, I tell you.
That's good news. So that's not bad. So hopefully today the pace will go a bit fast. You got a nice bit of sunshine behind you as well, which is all good news.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be riding about 18 mile an hour or something.
Okay, nice one.
Okay, now, guys, I just want to wish you all the best. So I've got John, Andy, Luke, Joe and Paul. Andy, Luke and Joe all came in last week. And so if we could just switch back to Harriet and see how things are going generally, and if you're kind of on target. Is Harriet there?
Hiya.
Hello, Harriet. Okay, day 2 now. So looking onto the sort of serious side of things, we've got the two cancer trusts, or Cancer Research UK and the Chartwell Cancer Trust. And
that's right. Yeah.
I was looking at online this morning, and I made it that you're nearly 6,500.
That's right.
So
which
that's
is
brilliant.
Incredible.
Okay, now
last weekend. Sorry.
Okay, well, before you go, we've just got a little bit of time. Running out of time now. We've just got to keep an eye on the clock. But is there any thank yous or good wishes, or any hellos that you want us to shout out before you go? Far away.
Thank you very much to all the cyclists, and obviously this what they're doing and the pedal power they're putting into it. Friends and family that have supported us, and work colleagues that have kept the momentum behind us, and really the support from everyone, strangers and people that we know. It has been brilliant, and we're very, very very, very grateful.
Okay, well,
to their mums.
Well, good luck, guys. And when you get back, sadly I can't get down the pub there, but give us a shout during the week.
Yeah, we will.
And do send us a report in, and we'll let the people of Hive and Folkestone and Kent how you got on. So all the best, guys. Good luck, team.
Thanks.
Cheers. Thank you.
Well, the outcome of that ride was actually really, really good. I want to thank Harriet for that input there. Now, the team of John Osborne, Andy Noonan, Paul Allen, Joe Long and Luke Hadley-Smith, they actually managed their target, and they raised over £7,000, and they all got back in one piece. So, I mean, that's a great story just to pass on to everybody out there in Folkestone and Hive, because these guys are they're just like working together, that's all, and they thought, what can we do? We need to do something special for charity. And I just really enjoyed that Saturday morning when the team came in. Now, my next guest was Clara Wood. Now, Clara's a Lyminge girl. She'd run 10Ks, she'd run half marathons, she'd run the London Marathon, she'd done cycling events, she'd done swimming events. But she decided to take on the challenge of a full Ironman event. So, first up, we got Clara to explain just what is an Ironman event. Right, let's explain first of all. Right, for those of you who wonder what on earth we're talking about, tell us the distances and the disciplines of the Ironman.
So, in an Ironman, you do a 2.4 mile swim, and then you do 112 miles on the bike, and then you run a marathon, which is 26.2 miles.
Wow. Okay, listeners, get up and...
That's one after the other, no break, no stopping.
No breaks, non-stop.
140.6 miles.
Right, okay. So, you're in the swim first. Now, 2.4. Now... In the particular Ironman, we just keep calling it Ironman, although you're an ironed woman, and you left your iron at home. I've got some washing there as well. I thought you could do some ironing. Right, on the swim that you did, first of all, where did you do your Ironman?
I did Ironman UK, which is based in Bolton.
Right. And so the open water swim would have been in a lake, not in the sea.
Yeah, and the day we did it, it was a really rainy, misty, murky morning.
In the morning.
6 a.m. in the lake.
Right, and so how many people do you do it? Is it like a mass start, or is there waves of people?
They've started a new thing. They call it a rolling start. So it's not waves and it's not mass. You're just sort of flocking in by your predicted swim times.
I see.
And I think there was 2,500 participants.
Wow. 2,500.
Yeah.
Did the level of the lake, so when you all got in, did the level of the lake go up and sort of spill over onto the grounds? And everyone was going, what's all this water around here? Okay, so you did the swim. Now, I mean, it sounds a little bit dangerous, you know. Can it be like you bashed other people? And
I'm not scared of the swim. Some people don't like the swim. I quite like the swim. Just put your head down and go.
Right.
Started getting cold towards the end of my swim.
Did you?
Even though you've got a wetsuit on because of the weather outside, I was starting to get cold. But generally quite enjoyable for about the first hour.
Right. So how long were you in the water then?
An hour and 23.
Really?
But I didn't mean to, but I must have swam wide, so I ended up swimming 2.67 miles instead of 2.4 miles.
Yeah. So do you track this yourself on your own little Garmin thing?
Yeah, I've got a GPS training watch, so that's monitoring it all.
Okay, so then running up, undoing your wetsuit at the same time, onto transition. Now, what's it like getting on the bike? That first 100 yards, is it?
Well, that morning and that day, I didn't even want to take my wetsuit off. I was so cold, and that was keeping the heat in. So I was freezing on the bike. The first hour, trying to get warm, it was hammering it down with rain, and you're breathing, you feel a bit sicky. Where you've gone from lying horizontal swimming to then being upright, and the motion of the water onto the bike, you end up feeling a little bit sicky.
So how long is it when you're on the bike till you start, let's forget the weather, till you start feeling comfortable?
It took me about an hour. That morning to get my breathing right and to stop feeling sicky from the nerves, and to start getting some food in and drink, and then start getting introduced to the hills in Bolton. So it was 112 miles? Yeah.
And how long?
Laps.
Oh, it's a 2-lap race. So how long did that take you?
It was quite slow actually. My bike time was 7 hours 22 minutes, which is 15 miles an hour. But I was hoping for a bit faster. But it's very hilly, and the weather that day, it was windy, and so it slowed me down.
So it slowed you down a bit. Okay, so then off the bike and put the trainers on, and then the jelly legs into the run, is it?
Yeah, by that point I'd been going for nearly 9 hours, and you just think, I'm getting off a bike to start running a marathon.
A full marathon,
It's insane. I can't even describe it.
Now, I know you've done the London a couple of times because I've been up there and seen you. What sort of time did you do London in?
This year I did London in 4 hours 13.
And what did you do at the end?
Well. And at Bolton I did it in 4 hours 57. So
that's not too bad. You got under 5 hours. I mean,
and both times that was with tummy problems.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right, so...
But I got off the bike and you're thinking, you feel like you're going to get cramp where you've been sat on the bike.
Yeah.
My glutes and everything were starting to cramp. And then after 3 or 4 miles, you just relax into it.
So it's about 3 or 4 miles before... And had the temperature in the day come up a little bit?
Up, and the sun had come out.
Yeah.
So it actually made it a really nice day and end to the day.
Yeah.
And the support on the run was brilliant.
Right. So would you say that you, for a little while anyway, you actually enjoyed the run?
Yeah, I enjoyed lots of bits of it.
Yeah. But
Get the final lap of the run especially.
Yeah.
The sun had come out and it's incredible. You can't describe an Ironman day.
You can't describe an Ironman day. Well, she did a good effect there of telling us all about it. And it must be like hell for some people. But for Clara, it was an ultimate sporting challenge that she successfully achieved. So well done to you, Clara. Now, it's one thing being a good swimmer, it's one thing being a good cyclist, and it's one thing being a good runner. But it takes something special to put all three of them together and take on the Ironman challenge. Okay, we're going to play a bit of music now. I found a really short track, and just to break up a little bit. But this is Kevin Daly on the Sports Ferret show. We're just recapping some of the guests that came in. There were so many good stories, and I'm hoping that I can get all the interviews in today that I have recorded. I've got another half a dozen or so lined up for next week. So we're just going to break it up with a little bit of music from 1969 from Desmond Dekker.
It's up in the morning, slaving for bread, so that every mouth can be fed. Me Israelites, like
From 1969, taking us back to the reggae days of Desmond Dekker and the Israelites. Okay, now this is Kevin Daly recapping what went on in 2015. And just to let you know, I'm sponsored by the Natural Health Centre from Castle Hill Avenue. And I'm really, really hoping that I can get one of the osteopaths in. They've been very busy people, but I do want him to come in and tell us all about his centre and about just what goes on at Osteopath's Clinic. I mean, it's really, really interesting. And I'm sure all you sporty people will be interested. Now, next in the Ferret hot seat was boxer Josh Kennedy. Now, Josh has been making a name for himself in the world of boxing and is hoping for a really successful career. But, I wanted to know how it all started for Josh. So here's me asking Josh first about his amateur and then his professional career. Tell us a bit about your amateur career first.
Well, I started boxing when I was 13 and... by the time I was 16, I took it really well and I was already become English champion. From then I went on to box for England a few times, finished my amateur career being ranked 5th in England and 9th in Great Britain. And last year I just thought it was about time for me to turn professional and start making a bit of a name for myself. And so far, as a professional, I've had 3 fights and won them all by knockout.
Excellent, yeah. Now, when you say you've turned professional, I mean, do you have to kind of wait for someone to give you a contract? Or?
No, it's, you contact a few promoters. I mean, the first promoter I contacted, he signed me up straight away. And I was in the ring within 4 months.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got to be at a certain level to even consider going professional. And I was definitely at that level when I decided to turn over. Yeah, like I said, I turned professional December last year. I won my fight by knockout in 33 seconds. I had a fight 3 months later. I won that in the 2nd round. And again, 3 months after that, I won that in the 3rd round. So this is my 4th fight. I'm boxing a bloke from Ghana. He's a lot more experienced than me. He's been a pro 10 years now.
10 years.
I've only been a pro 10 months. He's had 32 fights, 123, 118 by knockout. So it's a big step up for me. But I've been boxing at an international level for the past 6 years. So I thought, why go back to boxing nobodies?
Yeah.
I want to make a name for myself straight away in the professional game. So beating the likes of this Isaac Asowu, I'll do that.
So this opponent doesn't fear you at all? You don't?
I doubt it very much. The way he sees it, he's boxing a novice,
Yeah.
He obviously doesn't know a lot about my amateur background.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been boxing for 11 years, so yeah. I'm equally as experienced as him, but just in a different game, really.
Yeah, okay. And, tell us a little bit about the life of a professional boxer, the sort of training regime you have to go through.
It's a long day. Up in the morning, doing my runs. I have a long distance, short distance, sprints, stairs. Then I go to work. I work for the Shepway Sports Trust. I'm a community ambassador there. As soon as I finish there, back in the gym for about 2 hours, doing my technique, my sparring, my fitness. my strength and conditioning, and then it's off to bed, and then repeat Monday to Saturday.
Again, yeah. So it's 7 days a week. Do you have a day off?
Yeah,
a rest day?
Sundays off, unless I've booked some sparring. But yeah, Sundays off. I spend it at home with my little boy.
Okay, now we've got a song coming up which you've asked for us to play, which we found. Is there any reason why you want us to play this one?
Well, it's just something I enjoy listening to when I'm training. I'm not your typical boxer with a bent nose and stuff like that. I'm quite unique, and so listening to something like this, it doesn't really get me. It doesn't inspire me or anything like that, but it cheers me up, and that's the best kind of mentality to have when you're boxing. If you get in the ring and you're all depressed, you're not going to do well. So when I get in the ring with a big smile on my face, I'm going to give a good performance. So this song puts a smile on my face.
So I hope I've got the right song queued up. Yeah. Tell us what the song is, Josh.
So Michael Jackson, The Way You Make Me Feel.
There you go, Michael Jackson, The Way You Make Me Feel. Well, there you go. That is something that I probably wouldn't have expected a boxer to play. I kind of expected Rocky themes and stuff like that. But what a brilliant track. It helps Josh to chill out, and it's obviously working. Anyway, since that interview, Josh won his 4th professional fight, and his next bout is, listen to this, is on the David Hay comeback fight night at the O2 Arena in front of 16,000 fans. Wow, what he is going somewhere, this lad, isn't he? That's on January the 16th, and it's really exciting news for Josh and everybody in Josh's team. It's not just Josh, because that day Barry Pluck came in, his coach. Barry's been by his side in all his fights, and Barry's also a great ambassador for sport generally in this town, especially for the Folkestone Amateur Boxing Club, who must be very, very proud of him. So thank you to Josh and to Barry for coming in there. Now, this is Kevin Daly. I'm recapping some of the brilliant guests that I had in 2015, and I'm hoping to do the same next week. I hope you're listening to this. We've got a couple more. I'm really hoping to squeeze them in, and I will say that if you think that would love to promote your sport, you want to come and sit in with me for an hour and tell us about your sport, tell me about your background, tell me about your music choice. I would love you to be the guest of the Sports Ferret. I know for a fact the booking diary is getting rather busy. I've got Zumba booked in. That's at Stacey. I've got Tim and Claire from the Hive Aqua and Dill Troy coming in. I've got the guys from the Shetway Sports Trust. I've even got Tim Isles from Darts coming in. So it doesn't matter what the sport is, I want to hear about it. Now, we're going to switch back to recapping what went on last year. Next up in the studio was the Folkestone Saints basketball team. Well, not all of them, just the coach Mark Hinton and 2 of the players, Mike Miller and Stuart Hunt. Now, the first question for Stuart... the first question for Mark was, when was the club formed?
The club was formed in 1953. It's the volunteer-run club, which is it's the oldest running basketball club in Kent, with over 100 members.
100 members. I mean, how many teams is that in it?
We've got 8 teams running at the moment, 3 National League teams, and then starting from 6 years old up to veterans over 40s.
Okay, so now, going back, this club has been running since 1953, but the Folkestone Sports Centre wasn't around there. So where did the guys play their basketball in them days?
I believe they've moved around the area. They've played in Sandwich, and then they've moved to Folkestone. They've also played out at Thanet, I believe.
Oh, I see. Okay, so but now you've got a lovely home down at the Folkestone Sports Centre, and you play all your major home games there?
We do. All our home matches are at Folkestone Sports Centre. From all the age groups, play under 12s all the way out to the veterans team play there.
Right. Now, Mike, let's bring you in, Mike. Now, Mike, now tell us a little bit about yourself. What team do you play for?
I play for the men's National League team. I joined. This is my 2nd season now. It's a really good setup, actually. It's good to see this kind of club organisation at this level.
Right.
I've been around a bit. I'm 31 now.
Right. Is that? I mean, that's not really. Well, is that old for a basketball player? I mean, because I see you've got a veteran side as well.
Yeah. Well, my knees tell me it's old for a basketball player.
Right.
But yeah, there's a veteran side as well, and I think they're mainly guys who are older than me, getting into their 40s.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, now let's bring in Stuart. Stuart, now you're a bit younger. Tell us how old you are and what you're up to.
I'm 17 and I'm currently playing for Mark's under-18s team.
Yeah, that's good.
We're competing in the South Development Second League, and we won our first game last week, which was a good start to the season.
Right, excellent. So you're also part of the Academy project, which is going on. Is that right?
Yeah, it's really good. Getting involved with the Glassworks, playing basketball 5 days a week, getting training games on a regular basis. So yeah, can ask.
Okay, well we'll come back to that, because I think that's like a whole spectre in itself there that we can have a chat about. So Mark, coming back to you. So how many teams do you say you've got?
We've got 8 teams.
And what age ranges do they go from?
We start children playing at 6 years old, but the first competitive games they play is at under 12s, and we go right up to our oldest player is about 56, 57 years old now.
Is he? Right, that's 50 years of experience there, difference. Now, when you say they're under 6, I mean, first of all, you can't imagine them, obviously, on a full-size rink. So what do they do when they're under 6 and 7?
We do what we call a catch programme on a Sunday morning, which is 2 to 6 year olds, and they work on a 3-foot basket with smaller balls, and then the under 12s play on an 8-foot basket. Senior men and juniors up to 16s play on a 10-foot basket.
Okay, so the older they get, it's like the higher up the basket goes. Is that
higher
what
the
you're
basket
saying?
goes, and the larger the ball becomes.
And what about the period of time that they play? Does that slowly increase?
It does increase. Again, it's dependent on the league as to what levels they want to play at and how long they want the people playing for. But a senior men's game is 4 10-minute quarters. The game tends to last about an hour and a half.
Really? Okay. So now you've got 100 members. We're going to have a chat about the teams and how they're structured. I mean, you've got the Men's National League, I see. You've got the Men's East Kent League. You've got a Development League. And, of course, you've got the lovely ladies. How many ladies teams have you got?
We've got one Flames ladies, one team. They play out of Folkestone Sports Centre in the same setup as the men. The club was formed in 1953.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting miles away there. Excuse my editing skills, but I was just so involved in what's going on here today. It's a bit different for me. I'm trying to duck and dive and get everybody in and don't want to miss anybody. But that was Mark, Mike and Stuart letting us know that basketball is thriving in this town. And also the Saints have got great links with the Nepalese community and basically a sport for everybody from the age of 6 upwards. So we've done 5 and we've got 6 interviews to get through, so we've got just one more. And I don't know, this is just one that I really, really love. This is the 4 ladies. I was joined by 4 lovely young ladies from the Cheriton Bowls Club. That was Stacey Carmichael, Leah Bamford, Rosina Hall and Anna Hall. And they came in with Club Secretary Terry Hardy. And I don't know, they were just so shy. They were nervous. They were modest. And there was just no stopping them, really. So I just wanted to find out what they had achieved in the world of bowls. Do you get a chance to warm up as such? Do you get a little, or do you have to go straight into it?
Well, you get trial ends, which is 2 ends where you just, everybody gets 2 woods each, and they get to just roll it up, see how far you can get, and then the people who are at the other end, they take it away from the jack, so it doesn't stay on the green. But you have 2 ends of that, and then it's straight in after that.
Now, that phrase you used, now I've heard Terry use this phrase before, and he's talking about going for a roll-up, you know. Now, I've never smoked, but I could just imagine everyone around the back getting their fags out.
To roll up, they say, oh, you smoke. I'm like, no, it just means a practice, pretty much.
Right, okay. And competition-wise, what's apart from the one at Leamington, what else have you entered?
We went to Potters in the indoor season, which is just kind of like...
What's Potters then?
It's a holiday resort, but the international bowls are played there as well.
Right.
So they do these tournaments. I think they do 30 in a season, and it goes on for 5 days. So you get over 100 teams going each week, and the time we were up there, we won.
Did you?
We won
100 teams?
Yeah, over 100 teams.
Wow.
So that was we didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And then we've been invited to go back for the Champion of Champions competition for that.
Brilliant.
So all the winners of each tournament.
And who did you play in the final?
We actually ended up playing another team from Shepway.
Did you?
Yeah, 3 teams from Shepway. I think we had about, I'm not sure how many, about 30 teams, no, maybe a bit less, go in from Shepway. And I think 3 got it through.
So out of 100 teams, there was 2 teams from Shepway in the final?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, that's
it was really great, yeah.
Who were the other team?
It was Don Farah, Christine. I can't remember.
I mean, what club did they come from?
They came from. Well, we all played at Folkestone Indoors.
Okay.
Everyone plays at Folkestone Indoors. It's like the nearest club here.
Right.
The next is like.
And was the final a close game? I mean, was it?
Not really, no.
No. Oh, you whooped them, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we picked up an 8 on one end, which is the highest amount you can pick in one end.
Yeah.
So it's a hot shot. It's always cool.
Let's speak to you, Leah, first. Now, Leah, what made you start bowls?
Well, I saw some people playing, so I just thought I'd give it a try.
Really? Yeah. So, I mean, there's nobody in your family was a bowler? No, you just thought you'd try it on your own. So, I mean, did you know these girls before? Did you, because it's brave, did you just go in and say, can I have a go?
I met them through bowls.
Did you? Oh, well, that's great, yeah. Now, Anna, how did it all happen for you?
Well, because Stacey and Rosina are my cousins.
Oh, are they? Well, I saw, can we just clear that one up? Obviously, we've got Anna Hall and Rosina Hall. So you're all cousins, and Stacey as well?
Yeah, Stacey as well.
Okay. Oh, well, that's, I mean, your parents and uncles and aunties must be really proud of you, what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
it's fair to say, Kev, just to interject there, the whole family are quite a major group of people at our club. There's probably 9 or 10 of the family who actually bowl at the club. Aunties, uncles, grandparents. They're a major group within the Cheriton Bowls family.
Fantastic. So Anna, so how long have you been bowling?
About 7 years now.
7 years, right. And what level have you got to? Because you two, I believe, have represented Kent, is that right?
Yeah, and we represented the England under-18.
Oh, this is right, yeah. My word, how could I forget that? I mean, both of you represented England under-18s. Now, how did that happen? Did you just get picked up because you were playing so well every game? And, I mean, how on earth did you manage to get to that level?
Well, I think it's when we were playing in our fours up Leamington. They have people that spot for the international teams. And then a few weeks after we came back, I got a phone call asking if I wanted to go and play for them.
Oh, fantastic. And was that the same for you, Leah?
Yeah, I got an email about it.
You got an email? Oh, right. I mean, Leah, how does that feel, actually? I mean, the sport you love, the sport you looked over the fence at and thought, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. And now you're under-18s England level. How does that feel?
It's just amazing. I just didn't believe that this could happen.
Yeah, I bet. Do you go to sleep in your England shirt, you know? So when you both represented England, was this both at the same match, same tournament?
Yeah.
Okay, and who did you play against?
We played against the Wales under-18s.
Oh, right. And how did you get on with the opposition? All right?
Yeah.
Or did you speak to them, or is there, you know?
Not really. It's sort of like we stayed in our own.
Oh, you stayed in your... Okay, yeah, right. And what about speaking to other people like yourself that down here you might be...
Natural Health Centre in Folkestone. When it comes to your health, make the right choice.
105.9 Academy FM.
105.9 Academy FM.
Saturday Sport. You're listening to the Sports Ferret on Academy FM.